to learn the process to move forward. Again, that's April 8th at 10 a.m. It's educational news from CF and WOCA. You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Fridays at 9 a.m., WOCA and the Early Learning Coalitions of Marion County will share information on the coalition, what it does, voluntary pre-kindergarten, and more. Roseanne Fricks, Chief Executive Officer, and Elizabeth Yola, Chief Program Officer, will be guests. A bright future starts with preparation now. Knowledge is power, and good beginnings equal great endings. We all benefit from the greatness, so be sure to tune in each Friday at 9 a.m. for early learning right here on The Source. As they say, woohoo! It's Tuesday! Yeah, it's Tuesday, all right. We made it through Monday. Now we're up to Tuesday. Tantalizing Tuesday. Terrible Tuesday. Whatever you want to put in front of that. Big Joe here sitting in for Tom Schmitz, whose back's out, but when he comes back, he'll be back. And we have, of course, in the early mornings, Galen Uno from Life South is here with us this morning. We'll have In the Garden later. And, of course, then with Matt Gibbs. Car care with personal care. Oh, yes. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, what's going on? How are you this morning, Joe?
There he is. There's that sparkling voice. I'm doing all right.
Fired up. It's Masters Week. I mean, it's Masters Week. It's the...
That's golf, isn't it? That's golf?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sure you watched the NCAA tournament last night?
Of course, and the guys that always won didn't win.
What?
Am I right? Something like that?
I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know.
Baylor won, and they had never won it before. But
yeah, well, the ones that were supposed to win it didn't win it, right? The ones that were supposed to win it didn't. No.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they were a number one seed.
To
me, they were the best team in the in college basketball the last 2 years. So,
my cousin's wife, she's a UConn fan. That's women's basketball, college basketball.
Well, they play men's basketball too. They've won several men's basketball championships.
Oh, maybe I don't. Again,
that got to do with anything?
I don't know. All I know is basketball. That's the only segue I had.
All right. Well, I didn't know if you watched it. You said you watched sports.
No, I watched it, but I didn't watch it last night. No.
All right. Well, there you go.
I didn't get out of here till I guess it was 6 o'clock. I didn't leave here last night till 6. So.
Well, the game didn't start till 9:20.
Oh, well, no.
It wasn't over till
I
went to bed at 11:30, and it was still going on, or 11:20, and it was still going on. I'm like, okay, it's over.
No.
And they wonder why the ratings for sporting events have dropped so dramatically. I think it has a lot to do with their start time. So
sporting events.
Who can stay up till 11:30 to watch a basketball game unless you really care about
someone that's retired? Maybe.
Most people who are retired are asleep by 10:30.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
Going to bed at 10:30 is the greatest gift you can give yourself.
Well, I have to. I've adjusted my sleeping, so I'm trying to get to bed by 10. Trying to. Yeah. 9:30, 10. I got to go to bed. Because I get up at 5, 5:30, 6, whatever time I roll out. So this morning I got up at 5:30. So that's about right for me right now. In the mode I'm in right now. Speaking of sports, and I don't follow it that much, but it's on the news big time, and you can elaborate for me because I am not fully educated on all the ifs, ins, and outs. but something's happening that was in Atlanta and it got shipped over to Denver because of some politics crap. And I'm going, huh? They're moving.
Oh, man, you haven't heard of this?
Is it baseball that's going from one side to the other? And
No.
what is it?
Yeah, well, it is, but it's the it's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. So, because of the voting rights bill that was passed in the state of Georgia, which is basically going to require that everybody who votes has a photo ID.
Okay.
So there's been so much misinformation about this bill that. The left being the left, and again, I firmly believe that our world is governed by social media and Twitter.
But I'm trying to figure out what's that have to do with baseball.
So what they did, Major League Baseball, under all kinds of pressure, anybody who's having any kind of a function in the state of Georgia is being pressured to not have the event in the state of Georgia because of this voting rights. Bill.
What?
So MLB stepped in and just said, okay, we're not going to have it in Atlanta. Atlanta's got the new ballpark. Part of the deal is when you get a new ballpark, they give you, an all-star game so you can sell it. And now they pulled it. They're going to Coors Field instead. And all of this, it's purely politics. If you look what's actually in the bill, it has nothing to do with, stopping somebody from voting. I mean, let's be clear. You can't even cash a check of any kind without an ID.
Yeah.
So
again,
I don't know anybody who doesn't have an ID. And if you don't have an ID, they're absolutely free. You know what I mean? You can go to the DMV or somewhere and get a photo ID for free.
Well, okay. Now, you got to have an ID for vote from now on in Georgia. I think that's outstanding.
Correct.
What does that have to do with baseball? I know.
Well, because the left, this is how the left operates, right? If you don't agree with them, they're going to cancel you. They're going to... They don't want to have a discussion. They don't want to talk about anything. They just want you gone.
Again,
evidence of it.
Again, it has nothing to do with baseball. It's just politics that's thrown it.
You know what's sad? You know what's sad is the senators from Georgia who are both elected in the special election, Ursoff and Warnoff. I can't remember his name. But both of those two guys are supportive of the All-Star game being moved out of their own state. Again, it just shows you, they're like, yeah, this is the best thing to do. We need to send a message. Who are you sending a message to? When you look at the polling of the people who support voter ID, it's overwhelming. I think everybody who votes think there should be, some, I'm not saying barrier, but there should be a check mark. And we're not talking about, the literacy tests that were going on in the 50s and the 60s, where it was impossible to pass. But this is just simply to make sure that there's no voter fraud. We know there was voter fraud was rampant in the last election.
Of course. When I first heard this story, I thought that they moved it to Denver because Atlanta was going to say, if you buy a ticket to the baseball game, you have to have your name on that ticket and you have to have an ID to get in. And I was going to say, well, that kind of would mess up all the scalpers and all that,
Well, by the way, you already need an ID to pick up a ticket or to even buy a ticket. How could you possibly buy a ticket without an ID? You can't buy an ID without a credit card or a ticket without a credit card. So you'd have to have an ID.
Yeah.
It's silly. All of this is silly.
Well, yeah. Thank you for cleaning it up for the radio audience. Thank you very much. Yeah. I think it's full of bull hockey. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is where we're at in society. The fact that you're not agreed with, we just have to do away with you, and that's what's happening on, social media platforms all over the place.
Now, what would happen if Denver said, we thank you for bringing it here, but we're going to change. We're going to change. Colorado's going to change the law to match Atlanta, and you have to have voter ID. What are you going to do then?
First of all, it's Denver. It's Denver. That's never going to happen. Yeah, then they'd probably move it to like Portland or something. But,
see, that's it. They're going to keep moving it until they run out of states to move it to.
But again, they've already won. But see, that's the thing, is they keep winning this battle.
Wait a minute.
The only way you stop it is by the people in charge having a backbone.
Well,
that's
I agree with you there.
The people in charge want to be reelected.
You see,
I mean, the Players Association of Major League Baseball, he's an elected person, and and Tony Clark gets destroyed by the players every single day because he's pretty terrible at his job. So, he is, by the way, he's very terrible. The way they handled the holdout last year because of COVID is an example. But, so he's like, we can do this one. This is an easy one. I can win and I can look good. It's all of this. It's kabuki theater.
I like that. Let me ask you a question, and I don't know if you even know the answer to this one.
Virtue signaling it at its finest.
It's finest. No, that's not the question. In baseball, the majority of the people in the United States, would it be a majority of over 50% that watch baseball and follow baseball, or would it be less than that?
Oh, I have no idea.
No idea.
I mean, I know the ratings for baseball are far well below football.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, the reason I'm asking, there's a reason. Believe it or not, there's a reason I'm asking, Galen, is this move that I've heard about, and it's been all over the news and everything, doesn't affect me in the least. None. Zero. Zip. It doesn't.
No?
It gets me mad because of what they've done, but it doesn't affect me because I can't go to Atlanta. If I want to go see the baseball game, I got to go all the way to Denver. It does affect the people in Atlanta big time, all the businesses and everything. I see that happening. That perturbs me, but it doesn't affect me. In other words, it's like, okay, it's Atlanta, and it's social. It's right there. It's right there in Central. Boom. Okay, it's hurting them. We're gonna move it to Denver. Now Denver is going to have a big upheaval of $1 million. How long this thing runs? That's your answer. But Atlanta is just going to be okay. Next, and they carry on. Where I'm going with this.
Yeah, that's why it's virtue signaling. It's where it's pure theater.
Yeah.
But again, this is how they operate. This all started in North Carolina with Charlotte when they were going to have a all-star basketball game in Charlotte, and they passed a bill, basically the transgender bill, that transgenders can't use they can use any bathroom they want. North Carolina said no, you can't. Men have to use men, women, and again the left went nuts, and so they started canceling anything that was going to happen in North Carolina. And it works, right? It's proven to work. And, they're not going to stop. They can get things canceled if they want to get canceled. Whether you're an actor, they've tried to look what they did to the CEO of Papa John's. I mean, they are trying to cancel every voice that they don't agree with.
Yeah, if they don't agree with it.
They go after advertisers. Right? They don't want a discussion. They want you to follow. That's it. Your job is to follow. You're not smart enough. You're a deplorable. You're a Neanderthal. Your thinking is so bad that we have to just shun it.
Do it for you. We got to think for you.
And that's why I'm really, really glad that Florida passed the no vaccination passport bill, because by the way, it's going into effect in California.
You got to have a passport.
They've already started it. What they said is they have a travel ban, right? Just like New York does. And so if you fly in to LA, you have to, shelter and sequester yourself for up to, I think it's 10 days. So yesterday, and this is all going to, what Fauci and Bill Gates want. They want a vaccination passport. They've been talking about that for years.
A vaccination.
So what they've said is, if you've got the vaccine, now you don't have to sequester. So that way, if you're going to go to LA, what are you going to do? You're going to go, I'll just go get the vaccination if I want to go to California, just to make it easier. I'm how we go. We just want to move along and be left alone.
Well, see, I'm a card carrying person that has the signatures and everything on it. Then I got my 2 shots. That's in my wallet.
There you go.
So
there you go.
I'm going to go where I want to go.
So there you go.
That's it.
Well, you're allowed to in the state, and they can ask you for that now.
Yeah, allowed
in California. And again, this all goes back to with the first COVID relief bill that gave the CDC policing power.
All right.
So, we keep giving up our rights for the guise of safety and security. It's a terrible thing.
Let's go from terrible to great. We'd like to thank the 2 sponsors that keep this running and rolling here and keeps it light and sometimes deep like we are today. It's Penn Flooring and Palm Garden. And we'll be right back right after this as soon as I get together.
We face choices every day. Some are unimportant, some are life-changing. What about the choices you make every day? Take the stairs or the elevator, baked or fried. What if your choices meant you are likely to die of heart disease this year? Palm Garden of Ocala is here for you when recovering from a hospital stay. With Palm Garden's Fast Track program and state-of-the-art facility, we have skilled nursing, therapy, and everything you'd expect for the best in care. Call 352-854-6262 for more information.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Oh, we got that beat going. Welcome back. This is Ocala Talks. Big Joe here sitting in with Galen Uno from Life South. We're going to go to that round right now, and then I'll have a question for him. Galen is going to grace us with his presence till about 8:45. Then he'll have to do that thing called, that 4-letter word called work. Galen, where is the Bloodmobile today?
Yeah, hey, today we're going to be out at the Walmart in the Villages again, so come see us right there on the boulevard at 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard, and just come by and get the life and donate blood. One donation saves 3 lives.
Outstanding, and we're still in emergency mode.
Yeah, we will be for the foreseeable future. So had a good weekend, so we made up some ground this weekend, but we need to keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, I figured that you would give me the updates, the better updates today, because on your way in yesterday you mentioned you were going to have your meeting in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes, and it all worked out okay.
Well, we survived. Yeah, I mean we made up a little ground. So what I mean by that is we collected more than we used this weekend, and we need a lot more days like that.
Outstanding. Well, I'll always say this about the Floridians that are here, and even the snowbirds. When it comes to a need, they step up to the plate, and no matter big or small, or all little things that happen, they step up to the plate. And it's just, I don't know. When you see a need sometimes, and you're able to, you do. And that's what I like about the people around here. And I'll put that at a 90%, so.
Sounds good.
Yeah, things have happened in the past couple of days that made me proud, and of of something, and I can't. Unfortunately, these are teasers I can't say on the air right now, but things that are happening, and it is exciting, and I'm very, very proud of some things that happened over the past 2 days. So we'll go there. But I have a question for you, and you could ponder on this. We've got about another 2.5 minutes before we go to the bottom of the hour. What I have is a question. Now, again, with the jets that we have, and we broke the sound barrier in 1962, was it? Do you know? I don't remember exactly.
Sure. Yeah, I thought it was before that.
Maybe
Go
it's the
ahead.
50s.
Yeah,
Could be. We broke the sound. We broke the sound barrier, and we heard the sonic boom and all that. And now that we're going to going more into space itself, and we're going. When they want to. How long did it take to get to Mars? 6 months? Does that sound right?
Yeah, something like that.
Sound about 6 months, yeah, somewhere there. And they're going to push the boundaries of speed in space because you don't have the gravitational pull, you don't have the atmosphere you're pushing against the atmosphere on Earth, where in space it's nothing there, it's just thrust and that I haven't figured out yet either, how they put thrust against nothing and then moves you. That one, I haven't figured that one out yet because there's nothing out there, supposedly. However, with that said, if we get to the point where we go to the speed of light, okay, we're going to the speed of light now, and we're out there and we want to see, we turn on our lights in the front, do they work?
Okay. I don't know. I know that's an old joke.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein talks about it all the time.
Who was that?
But, yeah. Albert Einstein made that joke.
Oh, that was a joke. Okay, all right then. There we go. Throw that out the window then. Okay. How to crush Joe one easy.
You've never heard that before?
No. Yeah, I heard it.
Never heard that?
But not from Einstein.
Okay.
But not from Einstein. I didn't know that was.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, if you turn the light on, is it behind you? Does it work at all?
Yeah. I think it was Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier, and I think it was actually in the 40s. It was right after World War II.
We'll have that answer when we come back after the news. That's for sure.
And what's interesting is they're going to be launching a helicopter drone thing on Mars here in the next couple of 10 days, 7 days, something like that.
Yeah. And they had
that's going to be really, really cool.
They had to make the props go 18 times faster than they would here on Earth. Yeah. Well, we're going to the break. We'll be right back.
RPMs.
Right after this.
Crazy.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Wildfires dominate the news in Wisconsin and North Dakota. Wisconsin is in a state of emergency Monday after increased wildfire risk, with more than 300 blazes having already been reported this year. More than 1,400 acres have been burned in Wisconsin. Dry conditions and high winds have caused a fire to spread in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park and burn more than 3,000 acres in North Dakota. This blaze started just days after another fire threatened the city of Medora. The Biden administration will participate in multilateral negotiations Tuesday over the fate of the Iran nuclear deal. American and Iranian negotiators will not hold direct talks, but both countries will have diplomats in Austria for the meetings.
Director Grossi offered a proposal for Iran to address unanswered concerns. We also recognize that the Director General has put forward a realistic schedule, which we understand Iran has accepted.
Ned Price from the State Department, USA Radio News.
I tried other brands, but I came back to my Sunshine.
For the best hot or cold pain relief, get the best. Get a Sunny Bay heating pad.
Sometimes life can be a pain in the neck, or back, or shoulder.
And the best relief for that pain is a Sunny Bay heating pad. Did you know that the American College of Physicians said that one of the best ways to treat muscle pain is heat therapy? Sunny Bay heating pads are handmade with high quality, can be used at home or at work, and have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy.
Why take another pill?
Many people use our Sunny Bay heating pads alone and got rid of the neck pain.
Long distance travel or long hours in front of a computer can take its toll on your body.
Our homegrown small business tries to help people just like us. That's why we design and test our handmade products with great care before we introduce them to the public. You can easily find Sunny Bay heating pads on Amazon. Just go to Amazon.com and search for Sunny Bay heating pads.
Do you have an awful-looking chip or crack in your car's windshield? Let K&K Glass help. K&K Glass is Florida's largest source for glass. And in our 27th year, we're serving more than 57 counties throughout the state of Florida. K&K Glass is primarily known for their auto glass services and for repairing and replacing customers' windshields that fall victim to our busy roads and highways. K&K Glass commits daily to the highest level consumer safety and customer service with the help of our certified technicians and our dedicated service team. At K&K Glass, we always provide free estimates, free mobile service to you, and a nationwide warranty. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we offer contact-free service options and UV disinfection to sanitize your vehicle from any possible germs or bacteria. So when you think of glass, think K&K Glass. Call today, 813-783-1169, or visit us online at kkglass.com. That's kkglass.com.
And we're back. Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday. Oh, my goodness. 8:32 on the AM side of the morning. Oh, my. It's 55 degrees, it says right now, so far out there. It's going to be a high of about 77 today. Not bad. Not bad. And then it's going to go all the way up to 81, Galen, about 4 o'clock this afternoon on your way home.
Love it.
Love it. So... there we go. I had to run and make sure the doors unlocked so Caroline Baldwin would come in this morning in the garden.
Yeah.
And then Matt Gibbs will come in after that with his auto repair with personal care. Yes, yes. Which is good. Good stuff. All good stuff.
Yeah.
And I ran out of time. I was going to look up.
What were you going to look up?
What year was the sound barrier broken?
1947, Chuck Yeager. I got 2 texts for it.
Oh, you beat me. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I should have just said, Galen, did you stop at a light again and find out for me?
No, that one was texted to me. But, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, there you go.
Well, you were right. You said 40.
Yeah, the helicopter. Yeah, that helicopter, I think, is going to be fascinating. The drone flying in Mars is going to be really, really fascinating. So
yeah, like I said, they had the rotations had to be, I think, 18% more or something like that to compensate.
Yeah, it was like 3,000 RPMs, something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was way up there. Yeah, so it's not going to go boom. It's going to be.
It's going to fly for like 30 seconds, 90 seconds.
And that's it?
Yeah, because it needs so much battery to stay through the cold Martian night, right? So most of the batteries are going to use to be keeping the components warm. You know, I mean,
I didn't think about that.
Very clear. It's kind of like it's a gimmicky thing, right? It's not really supposed to do anything other than proof of concept. Because if this works, in theory, it would become a brand new way to discover a planet where you could cover far more ground in a faster amount of time. So instead of having one big rover that's the size of a car,
right?
You could have 50 of these drones that fly around and just survey ground. And I think that's what they're trying to do, and I think it's pretty cool.
They're trying to shoot for it. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is they're trying to find life on Mars, and it's just not going to happen.
Well, there was at one time. I guess they said there was water, whatever.
That's okay. All right.
I don't know. Well, above my pay grade, as they say,
Water isn't. Yeah, that's fine.
What?
There was.
They
think there was. Yeah. Science everybody thinks that science is this hard thing, but it's sometimes an art form, and space exploration has a lot of art in it where you have to make some assumptions. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I think what they're finding is
I see what you're saying.
ice crystals and things like that aren't really ice crystals. So that's all.
Yeah, I haven't dove into what Mars' surface is like yet. When I have time, I'll tinker with that. And
there's nothing, and this is the other thing. There's no elements. There's nothing that is on Mars that isn't already on Earth. Right? There's no special element. Well, why would there be? I mean, anybody who's read the Bible knows how the universe was created into existence. Science continues to try to prove that wrong, and then the more they prove, the more it goes into exactly how Genesis states it did.
Yeah.
First there was light, and God breathed the world into existence, and that's why we have an ever-expanding universe. It's still blowing.
Yeah, it's still growing. Sure. I'm still blowing.
And then everything that was at the beginning, every type of element that was at the beginning is everywhere. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that's
why would there be a different element on Saturn that there isn't on Earth?
Yeah, now let's
same material.
Let me see here
from
now.
The same creator.
Is Mars closer to the sun than us, or are we closer to the sun?
I think Mars is closer, just by a little.
I think so too. I think they're
right. We're the third rock. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, the reason I said that is because of the.
Maybe it's further away.
Well, the solar panels that have to absorb.
Yeah, it's further away.
Okay, the solar panels that have to absorb the sunlight have to be very efficient. And again, I have no idea. I haven't looked it up on the surface. Unlike, I know the moon it's a lot of dust and all that's over there, very dusty. Is Mars very dusty? And where the efficiency...
There's no trees, there's no grass, there's no flowers.
There's no flowers or anything.
All it is.
But
why wouldn't it be just all dust?
Is it
no water.
But you said it was cold, correct?
It's colder.
Colder. Yeah. So dust freezes. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to be, is it that cold? Is it going to freeze and then it's not going to go anywhere?
Yeah, those are the ice crystals that they have found. But in order to have frozen, you have to have water power.
That's right. So there's some water up there then. Okay. All right.
No, there isn't.
But you just told me it just froze.
No, I said that it's crystals.
Crystals.
A little different.
So
you can have mineral crystals. You can have other kind of crystals.
Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. When you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And when you don't know, you don't know. And I don't know.
I do. I do believe that space exploration is worth it. I do believe that it's important. I do. I think it helps us have a better understanding of our own world.
Yeah.
And, a lot of that innovation we can take into our everyday lives. And I'm hoping, you mentioned the solar panels. One of the reasons why we've taken the advancements that have taken place have nothing to do with Obama's green energy deal that he signed in that cost us billions of dollars.
No, because half of it's fallen apart already.
But
we know about that.
But it is the space program and innovations. Batteries have become just incredible over the last 10 to 15 years. I think a lot of that has to do with what Tesla's doing, and batteries, alkaline batteries, are just so much better now than they were, like when we were growing up. So it's 100%. It's incredible.
Well,
even your car battery. So
yeah, well, they're lasting longer. And they're recharging better, and the lithium battery.
They hold the charge better. Yeah.
And the new ones that are going in the electric cars, the gentleman, I think, what did he say? 5-minute turnaround for charge. for the whole thing?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that fast. I don't know if it's gotten there yet, but I think it'll be a 15-minute charge here in the next. I think it's already. I'm sorry, it's already a 15-minute charge.
Okay. Well, the cars.
And that'll take you like 200 miles now, so it's starting to make sense. Right?
I was just going to say that. Yeah. The distance that you can travel on a battery has greatly expanded to the point where I believe we'll be able to drive across the United States without a recharge with a car for the simple reason you mentioned earlier, solar panels. The solar panels that are being made now that are out there that look like roof panels, you can't even tell they're solar panels anymore. So if they're doing that much, why can't they coat the top of the car, the hood of the car, the trunk of the car with solar panels? So when they're driving down in this 90-degree weather and this sun is beating down on that car, those solar panels are grabbing that and turning it into electricity to charge the batteries while you're driving. Yeah.
As long as you stop every night.
Yeah, well, you have to stop.
Or in the cloudy day or in the rain. I mean, we have a long way to go with solar panels. I mean, I think they've come a long way.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, solar. But see, that's just one step. My other thing is, for lack of fancy words, in your car have wind tunnels and have turbines in the wind tunnels. So as you're driving, the wind spins them and generates it.
My gosh.
And
how you know how loud that will be?
Oh, they can put buffers on them. And they're outside the car. They don't want to be inside.
How big is it going to be?
Small tunnels.
How big is this all going to be?
Small tunnels. I'm talking
so small
three. Well, but the length of the car. See, you're thinking one and one generator. No, I'm thinking maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little.
How loud that would be?
I don't know.
Wow.
They're only 3 inches in diameter, though, 3 to 4 inches in diameter.
It would be just this whistling noise that would just.
Yeah, I don't know.
Road rage would take on a whole nother meaning.
Here's that son of a gun with his car again.
The next step is hydrogen. Hydrogen will become that'll be the next step.
Water.
Not turbine. It'll be hydrogen.
They pour water in and it separates it and it does it right in the car.
Hydrogen's the next one.
They have hydrogen. What do you want to go? Gas stations, but not big or anything. That they do that already, and it separates. You just go over there and you plug in and it throws hydrogen into your car, and then you drive. But there you go. Switching over. That's Galen switching over.
Sure.
There you go. But
hydrogen's the next step.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the next big leap. And what will happen is talking about driving across country, you would just have one hydrogen cell for the life of your vehicle.
Well,
then when that hydrogen cell ran out, you would get another vehicle.
Well, see, I don't think it'd be a hydrogen cell per se. I think it's going to be a hydrogen extractor, where you're just pouring water in, and it grabs the water, and out the gas pipe will come out what's left of the water, and the hydrogen is being used to propel.
You mean
the car.
oxygen?
Oxygen. Well, I said what's coming out of the water. Yeah. H2O. Thank you very much. Yeah, the oxygen will be coming out. The gas, the rear end, the pipe. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, I ran over your time. My forgiveness. It's about 40 seconds over, 45 over. I try to get you off the air on time.
I think it'll be all right.
It'll be all right. Ask the boss. Go ask the boss then. You're talking to yourself, right? You are the boss. I thought so. Yeah.
I'm not the boss. I have a boss.
Oh yes, and she's very nice.
We always have a boss.
There we go. Galen, thank you again as always for gracing us with your presence and for Life South and all that they do there. And you want to say it one more time where the buses are?
Yeah, hey, today buses down in the villages, but of course we're right there on the boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Check us out at lifesouth.org.
Bingo, bingo, dingo. That's our man.
All day long.
Yeah, that's it. That's our man, Galen. Thank you, Galen. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, be good. Thanks, Joe. Bye.
He's the man with the plan. We'll be back right after this.
Buying and selling? Then you know about OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's internet marketplace. But there's something you might not know. I'm Michael Warren, president of USA for Sale. We created Ocala for Sale in 1998 with a passion to connect buyers and sellers and to help local businesses reach shoppers online. On Ocala for Sale, you're just a click away from thousands of deals for real estate, rentals, cars, furniture, appliances, horses, pets, and more. Looking for a job? Our Help Wanted section is booming. Shopping the villages and beyond? Now you'll find great deals on villages for sale, as well as our new statewide classified, Florida for Sale. Log on today and post your free classified. You'll reach thousands of shoppers who check our listings every day. Are you a business looking to get a corner on the internet marketplace? USA for Sale can help you reach your target audience in Ocala, the villages, and statewide. There's no better place to reach shoppers than right where they shop. Let us show you how. Learn more by calling 352-629-1663 or visit us online at usaforsale.com.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now. From Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Tune in to The Retirement Referee with Steve Caruso.
One thing we know for sure is that life isn't static.
Sundays at 8 a.m. on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Bank account and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group. Protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One 21 Tax Group, 800-312-9970. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-312-9970.
It is 8 minutes before the hour, Tuesday morning with First Light. So the world is still in a battle against COVID-19. European countries are scrambling to reduce a surge in COVID-19 cases and ramp up vaccinations. Here in the United States, new cases have been on the rise again for 4 weeks now, with health officials watching the spread of new variants with alarm. But there is one part of the battle that appears to have been mostly won, and that is the effort to stamp out the virus that had been running rampant through many nursing homes and long-term care facilities. Nursing homes have seen a 96% drop in COVID cases since the vaccine rollout began. To get more information, we're joined now by Mark Parkinson, President and CEO of the American Healthcare Association and National Center for Assisted Living, representing over 14,000 care facilities. Mark, welcome to First Light.
Michael, great to be here.
96% reduction in COVID-19 cases. That is an amazing figure that I don't think enough people have heard.
Yeah, it's astonishing. You know, we've been through a nightmare over the last year with hundreds of thousands of residents contracting COVID and unfortunately over 130,000 dying. But we've got most of them vaccinated, and the total number of cases, as you indicated, has plummeted over 96% and is heading almost towards zero. Most of the nursing homes in the country right now have absolutely no cases of COVID in the entire building. So it is astonishing.
And I assume that all the healthcare workers and other staff people who are in those facilities must also be vaccinated.
Absolutely. So the government did one really good thing right, which was that it prioritized older people for the vaccines, particularly people living in nursing homes and assisted livings. They and their staffs were the first people that were vaccinated starting back in December. So it gives us an early glimpse of how well this vaccine works. And cases have gone to almost zero for both workers and for residents. So, you know, we know if people will get vaccinated, this will eventually work for the general population as well.
Does the percentage of the people who are in the facilities and getting vaccinated, does that go anywhere near 96%, which is the decline in cases? Is there a matchup there?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So among residents, about 90% have been vaccinated. There's been about 10% that just don't want to get the vaccine. Among staff, initially, there was a lot of hesitancy, and only about 35 to 40% were vaccinated. We now think that the number is about 50 to 60% that are vaccinated. So even though we don't have a 96% vaccination rate, we have a 96% drop because we've crossed that tipping point that creates herd immunity within the buildings. So you don't actually have to have 100% of people to get vaccinated to get rid of the virus. You've got to get probably over 70, 80%, and hopefully that's what we'll start to see in the general population.
One of the saddest things about this entire pandemic has been the thought that there are people isolated, unable to visit with family and friends. We've seen the pictures of residents peering through windows at maybe their grandkids who are outside, and all they get is a wave, and maybe they can talk on the telephone or something like that. But is that stage over? Can people go into these places and visit?
It's not quite over yet because the feds haven't given the green light for opening the visitation, but we think it's time to do that. The data is just super clear that if you have a couple of people that are vaccinated, they can safely get together, particularly if they're somewhat careful. So you're right. It's been a super tough year for these residents to be isolated. We think now is the point where it's safe for them to have visitors. And so pretty soon there's going to be some really heartwarming pictures out of reunions that are taking place with residents and their families.
That's where we are this morning, and that is great news. But I know that your organization says there's more that has to be done, especially in these nursing homes and long-term care facilities. And I was not even aware that there is an initiative called the Care for Our Seniors Act. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we put together the Care for Our Seniors Act because we don't want this horrible episode to be forgotten and nothing be done with it. We've really got to look back over the last year and figure out how the heck did this happen that, 600,000 plus residents of nursing homes got COVID and over 100,000 died. And when we look at it, our overall conclusion is that the residents of these facilities just weren't prioritized. They weren't prioritized for testing. The staff wasn't prioritized for PPE. When the government finally did create a priority for them, which was vaccinations, it worked. So the overall theme is let's make older people a priority, stepping forward in the future. And let's also get better at the care that we provide. Let's have the resources so that there are more nurses, more infection control people, more PPE in the buildings. Let's just not go into next year and act like nothing has happened. Something very tragic has happened, and we have to get better.
Part of that would be establishing new guidelines, which can be done on a piece of paper. Now, you were just mentioning about the facilities. What has to be done there?
Well, at the facility level, what we've learned is that facilities that had more registered nurse hours in the buildings did better than those that didn't. Those that had more infection control people working on this did better than those that didn't. And those that had more PPE and equipment and gowns and masks did better. So at the facility level, we need to step up our game in those areas. And then we need the feds and the states to step up and provide us the resources so that we can do that.
This comes with a price tag. Do you know what that is? Do you have an estimate?
It does. We think that to do all of the things that we're proposing would cost about $15 billion a year, which is a lot of money. But in the context of the number of people whose lives we're trying to save, that we're trying to take care of, and given the trillions that we're spending on other things, it seems to be a price that is worth paying. I mean, the government, and we love the restaurants out there. The government just allocated $30 billion for restaurants. We would think that $15 billion to make these residents safer and in a better situation is well worth it.
Mark Parkinson is the president and CEO of the American Healthcare Association and the National Center for Assisted Living. It's great to have some good news to report for a change, and I thank you for bringing it to First Light.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
And that's Tuesday's First Light. Thanks to producer TJ Cutini. I'm Michael Toscano. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Set your alarm for First Light.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
U.S. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell lashed out at corporate America on Monday, warning CEOs to stay out of the debate over the new voting law in Georgia. Georgia employers Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines have spoken out against the law signed by Governor Brian Kemp, and Major League Baseball pulled the 2021 All-Star Game out of the state over the law strengthening identification requirements for absentee ballots in future elections. The Senate parliamentarian ruled on Monday that Democrats may use a procedural tool known as reconciliation to pass the $2 trillion infrastructure bill with zero Republican support. This now removes the potential Republican filibuster. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced Tuesday New Zealand will open a quarantine-free travel bubble with Australia starting April 18th. New Zealand tourism industry and the New Zealand Chamber of Commerce say the plan could serve as a model for other countries to reopen safely. USA Radio News.
Woke culture. It's choking America, erasing our history, threatening our freedoms, our laws, and even our police. Now, Grant Stinchfield exposes the secret woke agenda and the hidden players behind this very dangerous movement.